A very good morning to you. It is Good Morning Uganda. You are watching UBC TV and we come to you live from the Nile Avenue. Good Morning Uganda, the Friday edition. Like I mentioned, we are talking everything music, and this morning we're having a conversation with Muhumuza Martin Betta, who is the Director of Research and Development at the Uganda National Musicians Federation. And really what we are looking at, from talent to sustainable livelihoods, as we very well know the history of Uganda as to how far musicians have come from the stereotypes that musicians have been called in Uganda, in quotes, Badongo, perhaps there's no future with them, and how this is becoming actually a whole livelihood and a place of earning and sustainable livelihoods. Dig into it as we delve into this conversation, and of course we are looking at transforming Uganda's music industry. 0709-602-592. My name is Julie F. Nantaba and welcome aboard. A very good morning to you, Martin.
Good morning, Julie.
Thank you for coming through.
Thank you for hosting me. Right,
let's start with the basics, and especially for the purpose of benefit of our viewer. Yeah. What is the Uganda National Musicians Federation?
The Uganda National Musicians Federation is an organization created for musicians. It was established in 2023 with, of course, the support and help of Afande Saleh, the President, Yoweri Museveni, because there was a gap in the music industry. There was no place, there was no platform where musicians come together to discuss what bothers them, what they want, how they want to run their business. And Afande Saleh saw it wise. We started in 2023. They gave us a home temporarily, which they are right now pushing on buying, like the PSST said yesterday. And that's been a platform of musicians since then, where one comes, discusses. We started, mainly the primary goal was the copyright law, pushing the amendment. Now we are pushing the regulations. So it's a platform of advocacy, a platform of unity, a platform of training, a platform of putting a better collaboration or a discussion table with different stakeholders. Yes.
And how does it differ from all the existing unions, associations that have been before 2023 happened for UNMF?
Yeah, so UNMF is a federation. All we've had in the past have been associations.
Only?
Yes, they've been associations. And the federation is an organization that is made up of associations. So our structure is, we structured it in a national way. We looked at how Uganda is structured in sub-regions. Greater Kigezi, Greater Karamoja, Greater Acholi.
Right.
As all the sub-regions are, there are 19 in Uganda. So those are the primary associations, member associations of the federation. And then we added the value chain. Value chain are the people we work with in the business, the producers, the songwriters, the DJs, the instrumentalists, and then the special interest groups where our elders fall, the Kadongo Kamu, and then the old people, because they no longer release so much music. They are no longer active as they used to be, so we put them in a special interest category.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we are at the moment a total of 25 member associations across the country.
25 members, okay, yeah. Interesting.
I
love how this story is building, but be part of the conversation. We're looking at talent, but becoming a sustainable livelihood, how the Uganda National Musicians Federation is transforming Uganda's music industry. And this is pertinent, especially if you are a musician and instrumentalist out there, whatever district you are from, and how best you think you could be at the table to feed from every benefit and opportunity that comes from UNSF. How can one join?
So UNMF does not admit individuals. The federation admits associations. So if you want to be a member of the federation in courts, you are supposed to be a member
of an association.
So we know that everyone has somewhere they come from or where they stay. For example, I come from Tungamo. That's my birthplace. Yeah. But I stay in Kampala. So I can choose to either associate in Greater Ankole or Kampala Metropolitan. Yeah, so you can become a member of an association from wherever you are. If you're a songwriter, there's a Songwriters Association. If you're a producer, there's a Producers Association. If you're a musician, there are 19 associations across the country for musicians. Yes, so when you join there, then you qualify to the benefits of UNMF.
Uganda is known to have quite a number of associations. We usually see many of them, clashes here and there, and a lot of stories in the entertainment space.
Yeah.
But is it supposed to be as that those associations have to exist, yet at the end of the day you notice that they are all serving one purpose? And with all the clashes, how is UNMF handling this? Can't some be dissolved?
You see, the law allows freedom of association.
That's true.
You can wake up today and create another federation or another association. The law permits that. But what makes UNMF different is why it was started. Its job is not to dissolve any association or to say this association is not good enough. Our job is to make sure what we want to do or what we thought are the problems, we work on that. And if we do it right, then the rest will see us as the right people. Yeah. So definitely criticism coming here and there, but that's life of leadership.
And the life of drama.
Exactly.
The drama that comes with it.
And we are dealing with, creative people where everyone is a god in their territory.
True. Dealing with creatives is quite a mess. I understand that. And how does the government, or what role is government playing in supporting the operations of the federation?
I would say they are playing the biggest role.
Right.
Because,
how so?
First of all, where we are our headquarters at Mutundwe. There's a hotel called Alo Hotel and Residence. They are the ones who gave us the space, and they're the ones facilitating it. But also, they've funded us twice now. In the last financial year, they gave us 5 billion for a revolving fund. But also before that, they had given us 5 billion for capacity building. That's how we came up. We managed to have all those offices across the country. So government is playing a very big role, and like I said when I was starting, Fande Saleh and the president have really been there for us, because for a long time musicians and creatives were always flocking to Gulu, Kapeka, wherever Fande would be, and they will go with different problems. But he wanted a lasting solution. Yes, musicians can make money, but what's the problem? How can we handle? What are the challenges? But there was no platform for that, so they made sure that platform is created. As private as the institution is, government is supporting it fully. Yes.
Very interesting. Be part of the conversation. We're looking at how talent is led into sustainable livelihoods here in Uganda, and that is through the Uganda National Musicians Federation, looking at how it's transforming Uganda's music industry. Now, for you to be part of the conversation, you who consumes a lot of the music from most of the musicians, you who follows their lives, their entertaining lives, who is interested in whatever their life produces, be it dramatic, be it sensitizing, which area should the UNMF prioritize to help artists build sustainable careers? Do let us know. What do you think? Because one thing for sure is you are so interested in artists' lives. So interested, even in the number of children they have. And some of you are making whole shows out of their personal lives. But from the way you follow the lives of these artists, from the way you enjoy and consume their music even for free, from the way you just follow them on their social media handles, their personal lives, from how so much invested you are when it comes to musicians in Uganda, which area do you think that the Uganda National Musicians Federation should prioritize to help artists build sustainable careers? 0709 602 592. That is on WhatsApp, but you can also head over to our X handle, that is at UBCTV Uganda, and the hashtag is GNU. Be part of the conversation. Now, looking at the far you've come, 2023, 4, 5, 6, that's about 3 years.
Yeah.
So far, what achievements have you registered in 3 years?
On the side of policy, we successfully pushed for the amendment of the Copyright and Neighboring Rights Act.
Actually, allow me just pause you there, get into a bit of the copyright. For a layman, a Ugandan, explain to them what the copyright law means.
Copyright is literally what gives you ownership. It's ownership for your creative works. It's ownership for your music, ownership for your books, for your film. So it's that right that you get when you create something. Briefly, that's what copyright is.
And the thing is, if you dig deep into the copyright law and read it, you understand that it actually covers all of us, but not many are aware that it might eat you. The copyright law might actually curb you into the hands of the law.
Very true.
So explain how ordinary Ugandans who consume this music, even for free, anyhow, can learn a thing or two as to how the law can catch them.
Yes, so music is used in two ways. There's the commercial side of use, then there's the fair use.
Fair use.
Yes. If Julie, you're listening to for example, Eddie Kenzo's music in your house, that is fair use, because it's assumed that you may be streaming it from Spotify, or you downloaded it on Apple Music, or something. You paid a subscription, and I get paid from that subscription. So there's nothing to. It's not a problem for you to listen to that music, or you're playing that music at your party, your personal party. That's fine. But then there's commercial use, where someone is using music as an ingredient of their food. For example, a club. Music is as important as electricity in a club. If you don't have music, your people will not come, will not dance, they'll not drink. So that's commercial use, and you must pay for it. Then if you're going to redo my work, or if you're going to reproduce my work, you must get consent from me. I can give it to you for free, or you can pay for it, but I must give you consent.
There must be evidence of that consent.
Exactly. And in most cases, now with the new law, it's clear that if you're giving Julie consent to use, for example, City Alosi, there must be a written consent and registered with URSB. It's not just verbal, or because you can't present verbal agreements in court. Verbal agreements can be presented if the transaction is below 500,000. The lawyers can help us to rectify that, but that's what I know. If you have a verbal agreement out there, the viewers, it shouldn't be beyond 500,000. So you can't tell me you're negotiating a song of Kenzo or Chameleon and it's just verbal. You must have a written agreement. It can be free. Chameleon can choose to give you Valu for free, but you must write something and register it with URSB. So basically that's how copyright works.
Just to still ask a bit of more question there. If, say, Chameleon, indeed, as you've said, he has given me Valu, and there's proof that he wrote and signed it, and maybe even stamped it, I don't know, with whatever evidence there is, I must go ahead and still register it with URSB.
Now
not just have it as proof on my email or in cloud.
Now with the new amendment, it's a requirement that any agreement in the copyright ecosystem, you must register it with URSB. And it's not expensive. You know, people always look at things and joke with them. For example, Julie, if you have your land, you bought it at 50 million, and then land tells you, you pay 5 million to get a land title. Just saying. I'm not saying that's what they charge, but they tell you a certain amount. And it's always cheaper than the land itself. And you rush, you're happy to do it, you'll pay. But now they're telling you, you've made a film or a song, and you've invested, for example, 10 million in that song. And this song is worth 100 or 50 or 500 million in the long run. And they're telling you, pay 50,000 to protect your property of 500 million. And then you're saying that's a lot. You're saying they're disturbing me. So when you get problems, you start saying we are not protected. But the laws are there. Right now, the law has been amended. The fees for copyright back then was, I think, 450. And then there was time for Gazette. It was a long process. But URSB and government made sure they bring it to our level. Registration now is 50,000, and you get your certificate instantly. Yeah? Why? How is it wrong? How is it heavy for you to protect your multi-million business with 50,000 shillings?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But therein, allow me also ask, because indeed, as you say, these complaints arise.
Yes.
And sometimes they don't make sense, but not just for music, on a general whole of life.
Yeah.
You notice that there are things that government will suggest in line with growth in a span of a year or two. But someone will say, change is hard for any human being. So just share, since the copyright was amended and passed,
Yes.
what are those complaints that have come from many musicians that you could actually speak into and make them understand the beauty there is behind the copyright, if at all the beauty is not seen yet?
Right now there are not so many complaints because the law was enacted, was signed by the president, I think, on 29th April. So it's not so much time that has passed. And there are not many people that have read it to understand it, to complain. And also, their worry is, will it work? Won't it be like the old law? Yeah? And right now we're in the process of making regulations, copyright and neighboring rights regulations of 2026. We had the ones of 2010, so now the process is of making the new regulations. And those are the regulations that will help in the implementation. Yeah, so I wouldn't say there are so many complaints right now. If we go into the complaints, there will be the old complaints.
Right.
Yes, but as of now, not
Very
yet.
interesting.
They'll come in, a lot of them.
Definitely so.
And as we move, we'll be learning together, we'll be unlearning.
Yes, yes.
And, yeah.
And you talk about the fact that since it was signed in April, not many have read it. One of the things known for Uganda's musicians is the branding. Yes, there's the flashlights, the makeup, the beauty that comes with everything that is attracting, but behind, or the foundation of all of it, is a lot of ignorance.
Yes.
Which is sad, if you ask me. It comes with a lot of ignorance, uneducated people, or people who probably have failed at education will still find their way into
the music industry.
Yes. How do you think this can be changed? So much so that now the music industry is looked at with reverence as any other industry of professionalism.
I don't think it's a problem that needs to be changed. I think it's, like I said, it's our job to, I mentioned training. Someone maybe didn't go to school, they didn't manage to go to school. I actually one of those people, that's another long story. But when you have the right mindset, when you get the right training, when you get the right approach to things, going or not going to school can't be a barrier. Because you'll understand. I'll give you an example of our president, Eddie. He has led us since we started, and here we are. He has knocked a lot of doors that many educated fail to knock. Why? Because his mind is clear to things. He knows that there are things he can't do, so he interacts with those who can do them. There are very many people that have learned a lot of things, accountancy, what. So if you know I can't do this, then find someone who can do it. Have a very good conversation. Sell them your dream. Because those people that people keep saying they didn't go to school or that, they are very big dreamers.
That's true. Yeah. However, the problem therein lies with some who refuse, or some who influence in a way. When someone says Eddie is now a very high profile figure in Uganda, from grace to grace. But a child out in their adolescence and being just young will see them, Eddie, and be like, after all, Eddie didn't go to school, I can also make it. So how best do you think the Federation can use these artists to push for a better youth, to push for a learned youth, for as long as they have the opportunity, or even create the opportunity in case it's not there? Because Eddie knows how painful it is, or you know how painful it is not to go to school. You create it for those who are unable to, so that there's advantage that you weren't unable to meet. Okay, so we suggested to the president on helping building hubs, training hubs for musicians across the country, so that they don't the young ones don't face the challenges we faced. At least they know
a thing or two about branding, a thing or two about marketing, a thing or two about music itself. Because there are people that are passionate about music and they know the dynamics of music, and then there are those who are just talented. They come and sing and boom, they've made hits. And there's always been that fight of and then they're the ones making waves. So we just need to keep teaching them, because at least every musician has a story to tell.
That's true.
And I hope that people pick a thing or two from those stories, because Chameleon's story, very inspiring, but also Navio's story, very inspiring. Yes. They are from different worlds, but being in the same business, there's a way Navio has run his Navco, and there's a way Chameleon has run his Leon Island. So if we are open to learning, but also as creatives, if we are open to sharing genuinely, I think our young ones will be better. And I'm seeing the change. When you look at Joshua Baraka today and how he's handling himself, I think there's hope.
Right. Yeah. And there, of course, because the government has had a big role played in UNMF foundations, of course the government has also its own agendas, especially in line with skilling the youth. Uganda being one of the youngest nations in the world, 75% of Uganda's population, young people attracted by everything technology, everything arts and creativity. And yet, at the same time, the government is pushing for skilling as the best way to curb Uganda's education into the best future line. How best do you think the Uganda National Musicians Federation can merge into the new curriculum, the new education curriculum, where it's content-based now, it's not knowledge-based, skilling, practical learning? Do you think this is a space that could be actually merged?
Yeah, like I said, these skilling hubs, basically for creatives. If they can be set up, they might not be in position to set all of them up at once, but if they can start slowly and build up maybe one per region, then later per sub-region, so that people understand what content creation is, what music production is, what film production is, because... Or
even taken into schools, because lately what I see in schools, it's beautiful, but why not the arts there too? We are seeing carpentry, construction, why not these...
Now that change of curriculum, it's very important, but it's long run, it's a long process. There's a lot to do, policies, parliament, what. Right. But there are things that can be done as we wait for that. Because when you look at our graduates today out there, most of them are online now. They are YouTubers. And then when you see them, they're like, I'm a psychologist, I am this and that, I am an engineer. Because now this is making more sense to them than being an engineer. Or maybe they didn't even get a job in engineering. So I think if there's a way government can expedite the fusing of skills into the curriculum of schools generally, because you look at the young ones, they study things that, now sorry to bring this up, but why would I study the parts of an insect as a young child? Yet I can learn how to sew maybe chitambala or something, and it will stick in my head. Right. So we spend a lot of, our children are spending a lot of time in things that can't help the future. Or right now we are into the technology era. AI is here. We can't fight it anymore. So I think government needs to look into that. Emphasizing technology because it's now in everything. It is, and then emphasizing skilling because it's something that will be in your head forever. Even if you complete school or not, it will still help you. Right. You are watching UBC TV, looking at from talent to sustainable livelihoods, especially in the music industry of Uganda, and how the Uganda National Musicians Federation is helping that and transforming the lives of musicians and Uganda's music industry. Be part of the conversation. 0709602592. We're having this conversation with Muhumuza Martin Betta. He is the Director Research and Development at the Uganda National Musicians Federation. How has artist membership grown over the years? In the Federation or generally?
Yeah, in the Federation. And kindly allow me, before you speak into it, please be part of the conversation. There is a question for you. Which area should the Uganda National Musicians Federation prioritized to help artists build sustainable careers? You can send your contribution to 0709 602-592, but also head to our X handle at UBC TV Uganda, and there share your opinion with the hashtag UBCGMU. So, Martin, how has membership with the Federation, of course, grown over the years?
I think it's rapidly growing because in the past 3 years, the last I checked on our database, we are around, officially around 2,400 members plus. Yeah, because we created a database for our people.
Right.
So
how many did you start?
I can't remember, but we were very few. I think every association had about 30. That was the
30
minimum.
times 25.
Yeah, it was about 200.
And right now you're in the 2000s.
And right now we are in 2000 plus. So yeah, we are growing, and the beauty of it is that even those who don't believe in the UNMF, when something happens about music, they ask, what is UNMF doing? So it means they are seeing us. Maybe they don't believe in us for some of their reasons, which might be genuine or not. But we are open to learning.
Right.
And we invite everyone who thinks can add value to the creative sector, or to the music industry. You come in. We might not agree in very many things, but I'm sure somehow we will agree on certain things.
That's true. And because it's UNMF, you know, Musicians Federation and the music industry,
Yes.
are other creative spaces involved? Poetry, books, authors,
Okay.
comedians?
So particularly, the UNMF is for musicians, people who
Strictly.
are in the music domain. Like I said, the producers and all that, the people in the music domain. But we still work with these people.
Yeah, it's exactly where I was coming from, because in one or the other, the creative spaces is like this.
It's intertwined.
It's intertwined, yeah.
We might not represent them directly, but we work with them. So if there is anything that needs a conversation with them now, like the copyright advocacy we've been in, or we are in, we always find ourselves in the same spaces. So we sit and discuss what affects the film, what affects the book, the literary works, and others. But the beauty of this era is the president saw it wise and appointed Eddie as his senior presidential advisor on creatives. So now in that office, he has an office for that in Mienga. Now that's where all the creatives can reach out to him or to government, bring in their suggestions, and then
Right. A couple of comments are coming through. Kindly allow me engage them. Good morning, Julie and Martin. Now, this author loves Bebe Cool.
Yes.
And he says, anyways, personally, I've come to know Martin better after seeing him defending his musician Kenzo on every media platform. Little did I know that he even owns a position. Owns is a very interesting terminology. But little did I know that he even owns a position in UNMF. I'd advise him to prioritize more his office role than branding himself an idle and emotional person who reacts on every single statement against Kenzo. It lowers his position and personality. Lastly, why is it that most artists are rubbishing UNMF, claiming it's more money-oriented than working for people? How true is that? This is Cricket Derek Gargamel, if you could speak into his submission.
Okay, so my defending for Eddie is now that one meets me in my other personality as a manager.
As the manager of
Yes.
Eddie.
And that cannot stop. That will be there. So I'm sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Gargamel.
Cricket Derek.
Cricket Derek. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I'll not stop defending my brand, because before the federation, I was his manager. So, yeah. Why are very many artists rubbishing the UNMF? This is a thing of opinion. Yeah. Everyone sees the federation or any organization the way they feel like, or the way they choose. Yes, there is money involved. Of course, when government says we've given UNMF 5 billion, people will pay attention. Yeah, but when you say most artists, I don't understand where the most comes in, because I've told you we have over 2,000 people who are benefiting, who are happy with the federation. Doesn't mean that because the 20 are not happy, then the federation is not doing the right job. However, how can we bring the 20 on board?
Right.
Yeah. The person criticizing the UNMF, what is their contribution? Can they come, bring those criticisms genuinely, and we see what we can do about them? So yeah, I understand where he comes from and the bitterness in his question, but yeah, we are here and we are open to those criticisms, because at the end of the day, they help us grow. They help us to check ourselves where we are going wrong, because we are not angels. At some point we'll err, and
that's true.
Our biggest job is to understand where we've gone wrong and make it better. Yeah. And it's with such people that we make things right.
Indeed. Indeed, I do agree with you that criticism, constructive criticism, always helps one make things right. Good morning, Uganda. I'd like to inquire from today's guest, is there any financial support for the new upcoming artists in the industry? This is Edson Mohanji in Entebbe.
Yes, there's support for everybody, but support is structured. There's a fund government gave us, like I said, the 5 billion revolving fund. And it's structured in circles. So every association, like I said, the 25, every member association has a partner circle, has a circle. For example, Uganda Musicians Association has their circle. And it was capitalized with 110 million. So there is money there for you to go and borrow. You must become a member of that circle, save with them, have your proposals right, and then you borrow that money. It's at a very, very little cost. Government gave it to us at 5%. I think that's the cheapest money ever in the world, because even PDM is 6%, right? But this particular one is 5%. So you come, borrow, and then bring back. Use, bring back. You understand? So that's the financial support that is available. I will not lie to you that there is free money, because if there was, I would also love to get it. Yeah, so that's the approach that government gave us.
Interesting. And over the 3 years, in your view, do you think that the federation has changed the face of Uganda's music industry?
Yes, I would say yes, because like I said, there is now a platform. There is where you run to when it's about music. Yeah. You have who to talk to. Even the musicians who get challenges, they have where to go to. Even the ones, we've resolved a lot of copyright challenges where someone redid someone's song, where someone didn't perform at a certain show, and then the promoters come to you. Your artist so and so did this and this, then you sit and resolve. So yes, it might not change overnight. It will not become what we want just in 2 or 3 years, but the journey is progressive. Yeah.
What goal demarcations are you giving yourselves that say in every 5 years, or what are you using as your achievement indicators?
We want to achieve the copyright question first, and we gave ourselves at least 5 years. So far it's 3 years, and in the 3 years the law has been amended. Government funded the copyright management system, and it's now in the process of regulations. So we hope that in the next 2 years that system will be fully functional. And with the support of the president, so far for what we are seeing, we might even achieve it before those 5 years. Yeah. Then the others are financial, of government capitalizing the industry, which they are doing already. They promised a 5-year revolving fund. Last year was one of them, and then we have this year, and then the next 3 financial years. That would be enough, or a bit okay, for the industry to would have stabilized, which also helps to now bring back to the coffers of government, because at the end of the day, musicians or creatives were complaining, government wants taxes, but bakamente jebatawadde biwata. So mzee was like, okay, let's give them the biwata. So it's up to them to eat the biwata well,
so that they're able to be milked.
Exactly.
Very interesting. At that, you being the Director of Research and Development at the Uganda National Musicians Federation,
yes.
What exactly does your role entail?
So research and development, one is making sure our leaders make informed decisions. So whenever there's something that we are working on, my department is charged with looking for the right data on that particular thing, so that we advise them in the right direction, be it the law, be it mental health, and everything. Now the other development is we must make sure as a department that the federation grows from 1 to 2. Yeah? So everything that the federation does, we are there. We must find out. We want to educate our people. How best can we pass this information? It's not just a matter of coming and speak to them, but how do we craft this a message to them so that they welcome it, not in a boring way, and we make sure that at least most of them have understood the message. So it's mostly a department of strategy. Right. Yes. How do we even the policy, the suggestions that we give to government in terms of policy, copyright regulations, or if you've been following, you'll be seeing my face more often in those committees in Parliament here and there, because primarily it's my job to guide the policy of the federation. Yes.
And looking at the special interest group of artists, yes. You mentioned the category of the Kadongo Kam, or artists who are no longer active, really. Yeah. They used to, but are no longer as active and heavy on the music scene as it is now. Yes. How are you maximizing on the gold that they carry in their talent for the continuity of Uganda's music growth? How are you maximizing on their existence? Because most of them are now in the evening of their years. Sure. And how are you, because one of the things that has been noticed, evidently so, is the fact that that generation of artists is not as economically empowered. So what is the Federation also doing to help them bridge that gap of, first and foremost, economic empowerment, but also capitalizing on their talent, what they carry as knowledge and experience?
So first of all, like I said, we have them as an association, as a member association. And that gives them the equal benefits of other associations. For example, if there is a producers association which is younger, mostly younger generation, if they are to get, for example, 3 delegates on the delegate assembly, even these elders get the same. So there's a platform for them to discuss with us, to tell us what they think, to guide us, because their counsel is always wise. At some point, they'll help you not to get into challenges or problems that they faced when you interact with them. But also, we believe that there's more work needed on their side, because when you teach an elder, when you teach the young ones, they still have time to implement what you've taught them. But the elders don't have that much time. So I think there's much work needed to be done on basically the empowerment financially, but also they have a lot of knowledge that we need to archive. Yeah, so we are working on to that project. We'll present it very, very soon, because we want this knowledge not to die there with them. That's true. Yeah. Or die with their families. Exactly. Sometimes the family might not tell the story exactly. So we want to get the story from him. We want to get the knowledge from him, and we archive it for the future too.
Exactly. That's the point there indeed. Yes. Kindly allow me now. Our time is really fast spent, but we can't go without definitely looking at some of the comments that are coming through from you. Thank you so much for being part of the show. And what we are looking at for you to contribute on, that is the opinion poll for today. Which area should the Uganda National Musicians Federation prioritize to help artists build sustainable careers? 0709-602592. Send a WhatsApp message, but also head over to our X-handle at UBCTV Uganda, and the hashtag is UBCGMU. Let the Federation inculcate all regions in Uganda, not only remaining in Kampala. But so far so good. The Federation is doing a good job. This is Shaban Ali in Soroti City. Anything you want to chew on that has been submitted? You are surrounding a lot of Kampala, and yet there are many artists.
The two comments were good. One was saying we should not surround in Kampala, and then another one was from Soroti. Appreciate it.
Yes, it's a very same person.
The other one.
A very same person.
Oh,
How
the
does
same person
it's the same author? Yeah.
Ah, then he answered himself. Because if he's in Soroti and saying we're doing a good job, that means
because he watches TV, he sees things happen in Kampala,
okay. So
but not in his area. Shaban Ali.
Shaban Ali in Soroti. Soroti is greater. Soroti is Greater Teso.
Teso.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is an office there for the Greater Teso Musicians Association, and it's supported and empowered by the UNMF. Yeah, so he can
dig deeper into it. How does one join the UNMF without incurring transport to Kampala? Do they have branches, region offices? Yes, this is a question. Over to you, something that you've just hinted on, but you can expound on it in case they missed it.
So wherever you are, there is an office at your sub-region. In most cases, the main districts in those sub-regions, for example, in Greater Busoga, the office is in Jinja. In Mount Elgon, the office is in Mbale. In Greater Sebei, the office is in Kapchora. So there is an office in your main region of the in your main district in your sub-region.
Right.
So you walk in there. If you don't know about the office, you can reach out to us at do we give them the numbers?
Yes, please.
At 0702 97 44 23. You can text on WhatsApp, and then I'll forward you the contact of the person or the chairperson of that particular association.
All right.
Yeah, for his registration. You don't have to travel to Kampala. Yeah.
Good morning, UBC. Thank you, Julie, for bringing the guest. Mine is a suggestion. Can Martin... Okay, in other words, this person feels that you being the manager of Eddie Kenzo and being the Director of Research and Development at UNMF is conflict of interest.
Okay.
So they are suggesting, is it possible for you to serve one office, because Eddie being the president of the Federation and you being his manager, in a way it serves as a conflict of interest and might not exactly serve the purpose the Federation was created for. What do you have to say to this? This is Sarisa in Bogolovi.
I'll go back to what the president usually says. We are focusing so much on the who and ignoring the what. We came into these things to solve a problem.
Right.
For what the problem is, not for who is there. Because, I mean, I can freely live. And it's actually draining more of me. Yeah? But there's a problem. There's a challenge to be solved.
No one.
But no one is showing themselves. If anyone wants to come and do the job, trust me, we'll be very happy. But no one is presenting themselves. Because this is free. No one is paying anyone at UNMF. We have presented ourselves to solve a problem. We had, you know, when the president and his people took power in 86, government was collecting 5 billion in taxes. How much do you think they were getting in salaries?
Nothing.
Very little or nothing. But they stayed and did the job, and here they are.
Right.
You understand? So this is a challenge of what, not who. So if they are focusing on the who, then we won't go anywhere.
They might lose the gist.
Because actually I'm not alone at the Federation. There are very many people that work with us and they have no connection with Eddie. Yeah. So if you tell me, it's like saying that General Mohoz is wrong to be a CDF, but he went and trained. He's a soldier, he has grown, he has been there. So if he's fit to be CDF and he's doing the right job, why would we focus on because he's Mzee's son? Doesn't he have a right to Uganda?
To serve, yeah.
You know, so that's
very profound indeed. Thank you very much, Muhumuza Martin Betta, been our guest this morning as we've been looking at how the Uganda National Musicians Federation is improving the livelihoods of the music industry and transforming the Uganda's music industry, looking at talent being able to sustain our livelihood. Thank you so much for being on the show. What would be your parting shot, your final remark?
I would just encourage our people to understand that music is business. And they should treat it that way. Simple as that. Just
how have they been treating it?
As leisure, as something, a chinyumu, we're enjoying, we're having fun. But music is business. Just like you wake up and open your shop in Chikuwo, stock it, work on it, do the right customer care on it, clean your business. It's the same as the music business. Your stock is your music. And your shop is maybe your stage or your social media. So you must do something every day about your business. Like you do something every day about your business in Chikuwo, the same should be done. So we treat this as business. When you get a loan in the music sector, pay it as you pay the one you get from Pride for the shop. It's just business. We just have to treat it the way we treat other businesses. We shouldn't take music for granted.
That's rather profound.
That's what I can tell our creatives, but also the users of music.
Thank you very much for your time this morning. And that's such a highlight. Treat music as a business, because it is. We'll bring this conversation to the end, but the conversation does continue. In your opinion, what you think UNMF should do to prioritize the living of musicians in Uganda? On our X handle at UBCTV Uganda, the hashtag is UBCJMU. Share your opinion, and we'll definitely be interacting from there as well. For now, let's have a short break. We'll be right back with more musicians and matters music, as well as entertaining you and allowing you to start your weekend on a lighter note. Good morning.